This is Jimmy. I'm down in River Arts District. This is my 64 silver blue Corvair Monza convertible. It has a rebuilt 110 high performance engine with a 4-speed transmission. I bought this car 3 years ago. When I went to see it, it was sitting really high on 4 jack stands. It was covered with a thick dust, but I could tell sort of what color it was, but the interior looked like it was brand new. The tag showed it had been off the road many years, and of course seasoned Corvair owners know this means lots of rebuilt and replacement parts will be needed, and this car certainly proved it. But when I looked underneath the car and seen the original floor painted the same as the car and no patch panels on that solid floor, I was purely amazed. The rockers were also solid. The trunk and engine compartment were painted the same color as well as underneath the car, telling me it was a rotisserie painted car. But I knew I was buying the convertible seeing that floor and rockers. Then I gave the lady owner her premium dollar amount that she wanted and that we finally agreed on. The first thing I did to the car was replace the gas tank, sending unit, add a new electric fuel pump, and blow out and wash out the gas line. The second thing I did was replace the brake parts, new rubber hoses, wheel cylinders, brake shoes, one new brake line that runs under the gas tank for the future, and I installed a new dual master cylinder, replaced the single engine one for safety. I rebuilt the engine and split the case, installing a new Isky 260 cam and timing gear, new main and rod bearings. Every seal and gasket has been replaced. I had put in melting lifters, rebuilt both carburetors, spent $180 rebuilding the harmonic balancer, sent it to Oregon and back, put in a new fan bearing and new Eklund coil points, condenser, plugs, and plug wires. The 4-speed transmission was gone through by our local Corvair mechanic. 2 new $70 transmission mounts installed, and a new right rear wheel bearing that was expensive to replace. I also installed a new emergency brake cable and a new speedometer cable. So I tell you what, let's just take this car down the road, and when I get to a certain point, I'm going to get on it just a little bit, but the car only has about 100 miles on it since the rebuild, and so I'm not going to get on it too hard, but need to break it in. My old mechanic used to, when he'd rebuild engines for these hot rodders and stuff, and they'd ask him, they'd say, "Arthur, how do I need to break this car in?" And Arthur'd sort of laugh a little bit. He said, "You leave here like you're going to drive it a year from now." And of course, they did, and they left a lot of black marks in front of his house. I'm sure the neighbors didn't appreciate that, but they all knew, trusted, and loved Arthur. So anyway, there's 25 zone down here, so I'm being sort of a little bit careful. This car has the right-of-way, and I now that I'm in here, I have the right-of-way in this turnaround. I used to hate the turnarounds, but I really like them now, because you don't have to stop and then wait on who's next, that kind of thing. It really speeds things up. But anyway, French Broad River is to our left, along with the New Belgium beer manufacturer down here. one of my mechanic friends and friend, he owned all that property, and he's sold it to New Belgium 4 or 5 years ago, I guess it was. This area down here was underwater about 3 weeks ago, completely underwater, where the French Broad spilled over with all the rain that we had. So anyway, we're going to be going over a dang speed bump pretty soon, and you can tell now we're going over railroad tracks, and you can see how quiet it is now, up over a 20-mile-per-hour speed bump, and you can see how quiet it is. Now I'm going to give it a little bit of gas, because we're in a 45 zone now. Picks up right good. The car doesn't have but about, I think it's got close to 100 miles on it now, so I'm not going to be too hard on it. I've got another Corvair at 66 I've had about 10 years, and that car is, I split the case and rebuilt it just like I did this one, and I'm surprised that it's, after 3 years, I'm surprised it's still together, to be honest with you. Let me whip in here right quick. And then, but this one I built the engine the same as I did my 66. I'm going to do a video of my 66, and so that you can see what, after 3 years, it's like. All right. Now I'm going to get on it just a little bit. There we go. I don't know if y'all can hear it that good, but it sounded good from in here, so it's not a bad little car, that's for sure. And I guess that's just about all I've got to say, I think. It took me 3 years to redo this car, and that's working quite a lot. I mean, not many days. Oops, I'm big going over that speed bump, that 10-mile-per-hour speed bump at about 35. So I guess I better slow down a little bit, and we'll go over the river a little bit, a little train trestle there.